So you can see that the first section will always ask for an answer that will be a numeric answer in nature. So here, how many faces are there? So that becomes a numerical answer. It is 4 faces, 10 faces, 11 faces. The second part, the second section of the paper is an MSQ, which is a multiple select question. Multiple select questions. Okay, just a second. Multiple select questions. This means that the question may or may not have more than one correct answer. Some changes in the rules. Let me just go through them very quickly. So in MSQ there are changes. Okay, so there are full marks if only all the correct options are chosen and none of the incorrect options are chosen. Okay, partial marks. Okay, so now they have changed the rule that it is not that you have to give all of them. Partial marks if all 4 options are correct but only 3 options are chosen and none of the incorrect options are chosen. Okay, so there are partial marking in that. Now it is according to how many you get correct or how many you don't get correct. Okay, in all other cases there is negative marking, and if you leave the question, I think it is 0, right? And another change, yeah, cool. So this is the only change for MSQ. Right, multiple select question. Now quickly let me show you all the different kinds of questions that come. Okay, if you're not comfortable with my speed or my language, please let me know. Okay, it is fine if you ask for doubts in between, no problem at all. So now look at this. I'm just going to quickly take it to Photoshop because I won't be able to edit here. Okay, so shown below are the sole designs. You understand sole, like below the shoe, sole designs of slippers, of which some are matched pairs, 1 foot left and 1 foot right. Identify the total number of matched pairs in the given image. So it is a numerical answer. I will give you 1 minute. Okay, so from 45 to 46. In the chat or on the mic, tell me, what do you think is the answer? And also tell me, how do you go about doing such a question? Anybody is welcome to answer. No problem at all. Okay, so now that I'm sharing my screen, I'm not actually able to see the browser. Yeah, this will be better. Anybody wants to guess the answer? Anybody? Hey, the class will be much fun if you guys participate. Huh? Okay, so okay, we have Anirudh is saying 3, Archana is saying 2, Bhagyalakshmi is saying 5. We have another 7, we have another 5. Okay, so the easiest way to do this, okay, easiest way to recognize this would be just to first count the total number of right and left. How many right soles are there? Right-footed soles. I can see 1, 2. Who else? Who else is right? This is a right. 3. Right. I don't see any other right. Does anybody see another right sole? And for left, I can see 1. I'll just change the color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 left soles, 10 left, 3 right. Now you tell me, can the answer be more than 3? I'm asking all of you. Whoever said 5, 7, right? Can it be less than 3? Okay. So it could be more than 3. It could be less than 3, but it definitely can't be more than 3, correct? So let us quickly check. Right. Let us only take the right soles. So this is one. Okay. So this is one. This is one, and this is one. Let us just try to find the opposite versions of that. So if I try to find the opposite version of this one, can anybody find the mirror image of this one? The opposite would just be a mirror image, right? Can somebody find the mirror image of this sole? You can just tell me where it is, huh? Top left, bottom left, top right, third from left. You mean this one? No, not really. Oh, you mean this one? Okay, let us check. So, so this point, I just look at one particular feature. Okay, I'm looking at this particular feature. It seems similar. It seems very, very similar, correct? Right. What about this feature? Right, it seems on point, correct? What about this feature? It seems correct. So I think if we try matching, this can be 1 and 1, right? What about this one now? Can somebody find me the opposite of this one? So how do you have to do? You just look at any particular feature. Okay, can you see this feature? It looks like a certain leaf. Anybody can look at this feature, right? It looks like a leaf. Is there any other option that looks like this? Oh, that is actually a left foot. Oh, my bad. No. Wait. Huh? I'm talking about this one. I'm talking about this one. This one, let's say it has a claw in between. It has a thicker claw, a slim claw, and another thin claw. So the bottom left, somebody's saying, okay. So Anne is pointing out that this feature looks similar. What about some other feature if you want to verify? Look at this drop. This drop is similar. Let's look at this fat white area. It looks very similar. So I think we can confidently say that these two are a pair. And now what about this one? Quickly. Leftmost. Achha, you're talking about this one. Okay, let me check. So it is basically a right, left, right, which should opposite should be left, right, left. Okay, that makes sense. Then there is this triangle, and this triangle is also there, correct? So and if you look at the other features also, you can see that these two will be similar. So what is our answer? It would be 3, right? It would be 3. So see, I often say that in UCEED question papers, UCEED and CEED both, there is no logic that you need to preemptively know to solve them, right? If you're able to understand the question properly, you will be able to do it. But to get familiarity with the logic, you should have a lot of practice with these, right? And that is exactly what is done here. So now you won't go searching for every single foot, right? If you would have been a part of this class, you would have known that, you can just look at the number of right feet, right soles, and you would find out that the answer the answer is impossible to be more than 3, right? And that is why you save a lot of time with that. Cool. I hope everybody understood this. Let us move ahead and let us check another type of question. So this is called pattern recognition, or counting differences. So, and you will see that there are different topics, right? There is shape counting, there is surface counting, there is paper folding, shadows, this and that. But a lot of questions can at times fall under 2 categories. So for example, this particular question is falling under pattern recognition, as well as mirroring, as well as spotting the differences. So a single question can fall under many categories, right? I am leaving this question for now because it will take time to explain. But we'll do a similar question. Okay, let us try out this one. Soumya, are you saying anything? Because if you have a doubt, you can ask. Oh, she muted. Anyway, let us do this one. Now in this one, see, there is we were talking about visual reasoning, right? Basically what we're doing is we're doing logical reasoning, and within that there is a huge part of visual reasoning. So now the question asks that there are 3 transparent glass pieces, right? Imagine these to be glasses, like slabs of glass, right? That you put under microscope. On each glass with pen, somebody has made these, right? Now they are asking that, they are asking if you overlap these 3, right, with the red corner exactly matching each other. So here's the red corner. If you exactly match them, what is the total number of triangles in the resultant figure? So now this is the question of counting shapes. Okay, let us try. I'll give you some time. I'll give you till 6:55. See, try to guess. Meanwhile, I'll just prepare the slides and whatnot. Let's see if somebody can get this correctly. Now, remember, whatever I show you here, right, what we were doing in the last question, what we're doing in this question, you guys will have to train yourself, and that is exactly what will happen in these classes, to train your mind how to visually, how to mentally visualize the whole thing. What we're doing in Photoshop, you should be able to do it mentally. Okay, and that is exactly what we are going to learn in this class. So tell me, once you overlap them, how many triangles do you get? This is a pure shape counting question. You have till 6:56. Okay, 2 minutes should be more than enough. Okay, somebody is saying 3. Okay, Mallesh is saying 3. All right. Anirudh is saying 20. Meda is also saying 20. Okay, now that is a huge gap, huh? 3 and 20. Mallesh, are you wrong? Or Anirudh, are you wrong? Or Meda, are you wrong? What about others? Try and visualize. Try and visualize. 11, 8. Alina, you can send it publicly, no problem. You don't need to send the answers privately. Galaxy F41 is saying 8. That's a nice name. Neha is saying 19. Nishalini is saying 13. Okay, 40 seconds to go. We have 24 now. The highest answer that we have is 24 by now. Bhagyalakshmi is saying 11. Archana is saying 18. All right, let's try it out. Okay, what I will do is I will overlap them. Okay, but I will do it a little smartly. Right, I will do it like this. Okay, this is basically what they wanted to do, right? This is basically what they've asked. We are overlapping the red part, right? And then they want us to count. Okay, now can somebody tell me how many triangles are there of, okay, we have 12 and 19 also as the answer. Okay, can somebody tell me how many triangles do we have of this size? Everybody agrees we have 4, right? We have 1, 2, 3 and 4. Awesome. 4. Okay, how many triangles do we have of this size? Again 4. Cool. Right, how many triangles do we have of this size? Meda and Neha and Meenakshi and whoever is saying 4, just be careful. Just be careful and notice it is not 4. It is only 2 because they never made this line. If I zoom out, you can see that there is no line here. That is why this will never make a triangle. Okay, so only this and this would be a triangle. All right, so how many? We are at 2 more. Now let us go back to the smaller square. Okay, how many triangles like this? How many triangles like this? How many triangles of that size? Again I can say 4. So 1, right? 2, 3, and 4. Right? Cool. Similarly, I think I can say four more. Right? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right? So 4 more. So we are already at 18. Okay. So somebody who said 20 might be close. So 20, 24 might be the closer answer. Okay. Now, how many triangles of this size? Only 2, this one and this one, right? Only 2, right? Now, are there any triangles that we're missing? Because these we have already counted, right? Are there any triangles that we're missing? I don't think so as well. So, 4 of these, 2 of these, right? Then 4 of these, right? 4 of these, and then 2 of these, right? And what does that make the correct answer? What would be the correct answer? It would be 20. Hey, how is it 24? Abin, 4 plus 4, 8 plus 4, 12 plus 4, 16, 18, 20. Right. Cool, no problem. So, see, it was shape counting, but a very, 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 very different sort of shape counting, right? So, they wanted you to construct the image in your head, and then they wanted you to count the triangles. Okay. Was the concept clear to everyone? How we counted it and how we did? Is it clear to all of you? Right? Okay. Now let me show you a similar question again. Let me show you another shape counting question. I just want to show you how differently they ask the same question, right? The same question they're asked in a very different manner. Let me see. Probably not in this. Just a second now. Right, not here. If we come across another shape counting, I'll show you how different it is. Can we quickly find somewhere here? Just wait. Yeah, now look at this. This is also shape counting, right? Exactly same question, shape counting, but look how they formed it very differently. They're not asking you to make anything. They're asking count the total number of black diamonds, right? So what do you have to do in this? You have to count, like this is a black diamond, right? So 1, then 2, 3, like 4, right? 5, 6, 7, 8. How many are there? Can somebody tell me? I'll just paste it here. Tell me how many black diamonds are there? $12 and 10 we have as guesses. Again 10. Right. Let us quickly count them. So 1, right? I'm just going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Anything I'm missing? Am I missing any? Like some people are saying 12 as well, right? Yes, 1 and 2. Correct. The third from top is also partially diamond. Oh, this one. No. If we start taking partial diamonds, then this will also be a partial diamond. No? So let's not consider that. Let us only take diamonds. Right. Nobody is saying that this is a limited image. It could be cut right here. Now, so if it is cut, it is not a diamond. So 12 would be the correct answer. Okay. Vaishnavi, count again. Just count again. How many red marks do you see? So what about third from bottom left? Third from this one? Doesn't seem like a diamond. Does it? Neha? Doesn't seem like a diamond to you? I don't think so. Right? What? Right. So it probably won't be a diamond. Right. So we have 12 as the answer. So I was only showing this question to show to you how differently they can form a very similar question. Like this is also shape counting. They're asking you to count the number of shapes. Right. So I'm not going to do this question because it will take a lot of time. But PDF, I can't mark now. So can I? No, I probably can't. See, they're asking you the number of how many tree trunks do you see. So it is visually confusing, right? Okay, let's move on. Now let us count. Now let us check out something with what is called surface counting, right? I'm just going to, let's do this one. A union of two solids, a pentagonal prism and a hexagonal prism. So you can see that the hexagonal prism is here, right? And you can see that the pentagonal prism is here. And the side view of this is what you see here, right? The side view on the right depicts how the solid intersects. Visualize the new solid formed by their intersection, which is the common part to both of them. How many surfaces will the new solid have? Now, can somebody tell me what are they asking us exactly? What do they want to know? Number of surface of the new solid formed by adding these two. Not actually, Anirudh. You're almost there. You're almost there. Total surface of intersecting parts of the two solid. Correct. We need to cut off the part where both the shapes intersect and found out how many sides the new shape has. Almost there. Yes, almost there. So they're telling you, cut this out, cut this out, cut this out, cut this out. Only let the shape in between remain. I'm going to change the color. Only let the shape in between remain. And then they're asking how many surfaces will that shape have. Now you tell me. Can somebody tell me how many surfaces will it have? Anirudh is saying 9. Oh, so many answers. 9, 9, 12, 9. 9 seems to be the common answer. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Cool. So let me try to visualize the surface. Okay. I think the people who are saying 9 might be correct. The surface might look something like the surface might look something like this. Do you guys agree? Are you guys able to visualize it? Or no, let me. Are you guys able to visualize this surface? What I'm talking about, this shape, which is inside? No, okay, fine. All right, so Sagar is not able to. So Sagar, see, what happens? All right, I will try my best to draw this in a manner where you are able to visualize it. It is already that color, I think. Right, and oh, actually, this should have been here. And if you see, I'm just taking the parts of what I think. Okay, now Sagar, tell me, are you able to visualize that this part is what will remain if they intersect? And on the bottom, we can actually I think it will be this color. Okay, are you able to visualize this solid now? All of you, Krishna, Sagar, and anybody who was not able to do it. Right, somewhat. Okay, I don't want you to exactly be able to do it. That is fine if you don't exactly understand what is going on. But if you're able to somewhat understand why this solid is coming out of it, right, that should be fine. I'm just going to quickly, just for more clarity, right, and these are the lines that you can and right. So now if I just, this is the shape that actually came out of it, right? And this is also there. Okay, so this is the shape that came out of the whole thing. Right, now we need to count the number of surfaces on it. Right, so now can somebody tell me the surface? Sagar and who else was that? Sagar and Krishna. Krishna, you didn't understand, no? Huh. Can you now tell me the number of surfaces that this particular object might have? Can you try? Okay, so most of you are already saying 9. Yeah, 9 wala people are correct. But I'm specifically asking Sagar and Krishna. Did you understand why it will be? Okay, so Krishna is also saying 9. But did you actually understand Krishna and Sagar? So the chat close. Okay. Right. So let me just count it for you now. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the opposite of these two would be 1 and 2. Right. So one more from here, one more from here. That becomes 5, 7. And then the opposite of these two would be 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. And you will get 9. Okay, that is the total number of surfaces. This was one of the more difficult questions to understand, but this is how they ask you to count surfaces. Okay, and why back will be a single surface? Because we can see that the interaction at the back this surface, this surface and this surface are intersecting at exactly the same point, which is becoming this surface, right? So they are having a common surface at the back. Okay, so that is why we get the answer that we do get. All right, I hope it was clear to all of you, but that is how tricky surface counting can be. Okay, especially in USEED. All right, okay, Krishna, I'm good. I'm happy to hear. Especially in USEED. Okay. Now, again counting. Okay, again a counting question. First we did shape counting, then we did surface counting. Now we're doing 3D shape counting, form counting. So a solid object made of cubes is shown below. The object is symmetric about all three axes and does not contain any cavities. How many cubes does the solid contain? So you can try doing it. Quickly let us do it. So because we need to cover more questions as well, like more types of questions. So quickly let us do it. I'll give you till 7:15. That should be more than enough. Let's see what answers we get. Arey, such intelligent people amongst us. All right, so most of you saying 57 are already aware of how this is to be done. Okay, so Mallesh, you're almost there, but I'll show you a very easy way of doing it. Okay, now because fortunately they told us that all the shapes are like the whole shape. Okay, Sneha, you will also understand why it will be more than 34. They fortunately told us that the shape looks exactly similar from any direction you look, right? Any direction you look. Right, it's symmetric from all axes. So can anybody visualize a cube inside here? Can you guys visualize a cube here inside? Right, okay, you guys can visualize a cube inside. I'm just talking about the cube here. What will be the size of the cube? Like what will be the dimensions of the cube? I think it will be, yes, exactly. It will be 3 by 3 by 3. Well done, Krishna. It will be 3 by, okay. Hey, excuse for the Photoshop, because that is the best I can do here. It will be 3 by 3 by 3, like a normal Rubik's Cube. So how many cubes will be there inside? Yes, Archana, exactly like a Rubik's Cube. So how many cubes will be there in that? A 3 by 3 by 3, how many will it give? 27, very nice. So 27 we already got. And then we can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 extra cubes on each side. How many sides are there in this? How many sides are there in this? How many sides does a Rubik's Cube have? Hey, Anirudh. 5 sides, huh? It is 6 sides, huh? Yes, 6. Which makes it 30 more cubes. So what is the total now? As most of you already said, the answer would be 57. Okay. So for the people, so Mallesh and Neha and Sneha. No, not Neha. Sneha and Mallesh, did you understand why it will be 57 and not 34 and 46? Right? Okay. So why I was emphasizing on this question is because normally what we do is we tend to count each of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then 2 more at behind, 11, 12, then 14, 15, 16, 17, like that. And that will definitely confuse you. With some of you might have already equipped this logic that I told you. And for several questions, there will be different logics that can make it much easier. But see how quickly we were able to find our answer, right? So 5 on each side, 5 on each side, and then 27 inside. Cool. All right. Now, again, we did surface counting, right? Okay, let us not do any more surface counting. Let us do this question. Now, this is absolute and pure logical reasoning. Okay. There is nothing you need to know beforehand. Okay. But if you read the question properly, you should be able to do it. In a new form of a decimal system, the numbers 0 to 9 are represented by a new set of symbols. For example, the equation 1 plus 4 is equal to 5 is represented as equation first. If in the solution to equation 4, one digit appears twice, what number will replace the question mark? Okay. So how should we do? So this they've said that, how should we go about it? This they have said that this is 1 and this is 4 and this is 5. Knowing that, how do we go about this? It's interesting, right? Like they are bringing you questions that normal examinations don't ask. There is a set of, like, they're using skills of logic, they're using skills of visual reasoning, spatial reasoning. They're seeing if you can remember things, they're seeing if you can mentally rotate, mentally transform things, and then they're asking you, right? So, okay, without wasting time, you guys can obviously do it, but let us try. So we know this. Whose mic is that? If you can please mute it. Okay, so we know that this shape is 4, right? So we can write this as 4. Do you guys agree? Third equation, it's 14 now. Correct. So this can be 4 and this can be 14. Nicely put. Aditya, very nice. Aditya, send it publicly. No problem. Huh? No need to send it personally. So we know this is 4 and this is 14. Good find. Because of this, we know that 4 plus something should be equal to something, right? But something plus something, right? Whatever we are adding to 4 should not give us a double digit answer, right? Because this is only a single digit that we're getting. So what are the options left? 4 plus 3 is equal to 7. 4 plus 2 is equal to 6. What else? 4 plus, it can't be 4, it can't be 5 because we already know what 4 and 5 look like. What else could it be? It can't be anything else because if we put 7 here, we start getting double digits, right? So it is either 4 plus 3 or 4 plus 2. Okay, is there any logic that can help us find what it will be? That whether it is 2 or whether it is this thing. Okay, so for now, let us just take 3. Okay, so we will take this as 3 and we'll take this as 7. We're just trialing it. Okay, we're doing a trial. If this is 3 and 7 and we know this is 1 and 4, so something minus something should equal to 14. Now we don't know this, we don't know this, and we don't know this. What does it mean? It means, okay, out of how many are left? We are left with 8, we're left with 9, we're left with 6, we're left with 0, and we are left with 2. Right? Out of that, 28 minus 9 will not give us 14. 26 minus 9 will not give us 14. 28 minus 6 will not give us 14. What will give us 14? 20 minus 6. Exactly. So we can think that this is 2, this is 0, and this could be 6. If that is the case, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need 8. What do you think would be 8 then? What is one symbol that we have not recognized yet? This one, right? So it will be 86 and 3, 3, 1, 3. What do we get? We get 300, and as Aditya and Neha are correctly pointing out, we get 399. And is that a correct answer according to the question? Will that be a correct answer? Why will it be a correct answer? Because it already said that in the solution to the equation, one digit should appear twice, right? Because that, and we can see that 9 is appearing twice. That means it is the correct answer. Now tell me, did you guys understand the logic that went here? We could have done it with this as well, easily, right? But we might have ended up at a problem because of that. So we know that the first equation is correct. Did everybody understand how we did it? And is everybody comfortable? Right? Okay. I need an answer from all of you. There are 50 of you and you only 3 and 4 are answering. Right? So again, this is not something that you need to preemptively know, but you need to know how to solve these questions. Right? You need to understand. Basically, you need the ability to read the question properly. If you can read the question properly, if you're comfortable with the language of the question, you will be able to solve it. Okay. Let's move on to something else. So this was pure logical reasoning, right? I'm not doing mathematical questions here, but we can do that easily, like, because mathematical questions are already taken care of in a lot of places. Let us try this one. Except for one number, all four digit numbers given below are written using a single font. Now this sort of a question comes from font recognition, right? So one of these 4-digit numbers is not using a similar font. Which one is it? And why? So I won't accept answers without reason. I need a reason along with it. You tell me, sir, this is the answer, and why is it the answer? What I'll do is I'll just zoom it a bit more for you all. Yes, so 3 of you got it correctly, and I'm only considering Anirudh and Aditya's answer because they gave me the reason. Sabrina and Anjali, I told you to give me the reason, right? So in this question, see, now in this question, you don't have any particular skill to do it, right? But you can first of all logically reason, but you will find somewhere or the other, some of the numbers might not just sit correctly with you, right? So you can try examining them. So for example, yes, Sabrina, correct. And Neha, correct. If you look at 1190, right? We can see that the 1 is different from this one, right? We can see that, but we can't be sure. Similarly, we can't be sure about this 0 as well. It looks a little different, but it looks a little similar also. But if we look at this 9, we can be absolutely sure that the other 9 does not look at it at all, because there is a small joinery here, which is not there here, right? That is how you make sure that your answer is correct. And just to verify whether, now we need to verify whether this 9 is different or this 9 is different. So we'll just take this 9 and we'll compare it with this 9, and we can see that these two are exactly similar. That means 1190 in the beginning only it was different. Okay, So this sort of a question is falling under the category of font recognition. Font recognition, typography, calligraphy, these things will be a repetitive topic. Like always the questions will have at least one of these. Quickly, let us do surface counting. Quickly, let us do surface counting. We've already done it, right? We're already well versed with it. You guys were able to give the correct answer. Two perspective views of the same solid object are shown below. Count the total number of surfaces in the object. So this object, right? It is the same object. This is the same object. It is just that you're looking at the different views of that object. So how many surfaces does this object have? I'll quickly be back. Tell me the answer within 2 minutes. All right, so we have a lot of answers and most of you are almost there, right? And most of you are correct also. So let us just quickly count, okay, the number of surfaces. So how do you count a surface is that if it is continuous, right, it is considered a single surface. But if it breaks, and this is how it breaks, you can see an edge, right? If there is an edge in between, it will be considered two different surfaces, right? So let us just quickly count. 1, 2, this is a single surface. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I can see that this is a continuous surface, right? 9, 10. Okay, I'm just now we have reached this point. This point is this point. Okay, so 10, and I will just count from here now. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Then again a continuous surface. And I know that this is an edge, right? So this will be a different surface, this will be a different surface. I forgot the count. We were 10 till here, right? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, right? And then we are back again here. So 19 till now. We have 19 till now. Now, I can see that the inside, this one whole big surface is one, right? It starts from here. Maybe I'll change my, yeah, it starts with 1. This whole surface is one surface. So I'll write 1 here. Another surface is this big whole surface. So I'll write another one here. The outside of it, so we're seeing this from one direction, right? Now when we see from this direction, which is this direction, it will be a one continuous surface, right? I hope you guys can figure that out. Another surface, so that makes it 22 in total, right? This is taken care of. And then inside wala, we can see that it is a continuous surface. It is not breaking. It is not breaking, right? Neither it is breaking here, neither it is breaking here. So it will be another surface. So that makes it 19 plus 20, sorry, 19 plus 1, 20, 21, 22, and 23. So 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, right? So anybody saying 23 is correct. Anybody saying 22 is also correct for this particular question. I'll tell you why. So when this question came in USEED, people actually fought over it, and anybody who gave 22 or 23 as the answer was correct, given the correct answer, because you cannot be sure whether there is a distinct edge here or not. So what I'm saying is you can't be sure whether it is like this, or it is a continuous surface like this, right? So it can be considered one surface or two surface, and you can't even look at the other side to make sure. That is why people fought over it, right? You can't. So this place is this place, and both the places the edge is hidden, right? That is how both the answers were correct. Did everyone understand? Especially the ones who did not give the answer. Did you understand how surface counting in this sort of a question is done? Right? And also, did you understand that if you get an answer that you're not comfortable with, or like if you can find an answer which is not alluding to the given question, or there is some mistake in the question, you can actually fight for full answers, right? Just a second. All right. Okay. So it seems like only Rishik and Krishna understood the question and nobody else. At least say yes or say no, right? You guys can do at least that much, right? Okay. As it is, I'm doing all the talking. You guys are just chatting, like you guys are just typing, na? So. Let us move ahead. Let us try to find a different sort of question. This is again shape counting, but maths included. Yeah, let us try this one. Now this is shape movement visualization. Okay, they are asking, in a 3D structure made of cubes of equal size, an L-shaped hole is made by removing a few cubes as shown on the left. Which of these 3D structures in the options on the right would successfully pass through the L-shaped hole, given that they are also made of cubes of the same size? Tell me, how many of these options? Now, if anybody paid attention, we have actually reached multiple select questions. That means more than one answers can be correct, right? So in this particular question, let me see if you guys can give all the correct answers. Sir, can we use? Rishik, go ahead. Please use the mic. I will prefer if you use the mic.
Okay, sir.
It seems like Anirudh has done this question paper. And so has Sadiq. And so has Aditya. Okay. So I'll just explain myself. So if you visualize these three squares, right? If you rotate this shape like this, right? These three squares, can they pass through here? Does everyone agree? Other than the people who obviously already know the answer, right? So Krishna, you said C and D, right? But do you agree with A? So if these three squares pass, everything is behind them only, no? So that will definitely pass. Nandana, what are you saying about no? I say you think it won't pass. Okay. Let me see if it will make sense. Now tell me, Meghna, if I pass it like this in this direction, right? This direction is this direction. Can it pass? So these two squares that you see here, they will pass from here, right? Then behind that, this whole thing will pass, and finally, this will pass, which is this. Do you agree? Okay. And what about who else was saying? Abhiram was also saying no, right? Abhiram, do you agree now that A can be possible? All right. Yeah. Now, what about B? Can B pass? I can see that. I can see, yes, I can see that these three can be these three, right? And I know that in this part only all these four will pass, and then this one will pass through here, right? So we need to pass it in this direction. Oh, sorry, this direction. Okay. Can C pass? Can option C pass through it? It can pass, right? How? These three can be these three, right? And then this can be this, right? So basically, this is what we're getting, right? And everything is behind this only. So if the front can pass, everything else will pass, right? Can option D pass? Everybody's saying all or A, B, C, D. Why do you think D will pass? Sabrina is also saying it can pass. Why? Meenakshi is also saying it can pass. Why? See, these three can be these three, right? Right. But then this is being joined at the center, na? Then how can it pass? It is coming somewhere here, na? Okay. So what Anirudh and someone else is also saying is correct. What will happen is you first pass this, right? Wait. You first pass these three. Does everybody agree that these three can pass? Does everybody agree that these three can pass? 3 can 3 pass, right? After they have passed, right? Nobody is stopping you to bring it down. Nobody is stopping you to bring it down so that the middle can pass from here then, right? Once this has passed, we are only left with this, na? We're only left with a single, this thing. So then it can pass, right? So as I said, remember the first thing I said. Did everybody understand how it is happening?
Yes, sir.
Right. Right. So first it went through here, and then this thing actually went through this because we brought it down after passing, right? So what was the first thing that I said when we started this class? That if the answer seems easy, there is definitely a twist in that. Definitely. Okay. That is how. So if they're not, okay, how C can pass. All right. Anjali, but did you understand D? Did you understand how D will pass? So, okay. Now let us try and see if we can. How do I? Okay. Let me see if Q can help me. Yeah, it can pass. That is not a problem. Okay. Anjali, what I'll do is I'll try to draw this. Okay. So I will. Can you visualize these three? Right. And okay, these three are these three. Or why do I need to visualize it? Wait. Oh, it won't. No, sorry. I just confused you more. Wait. That is fine, but I'm trying to explain it to Anjali. Okay. Right. Anjali, okay. Just visualize with me once more. If you're not able to visualize, then we'll see. So imagine it is going in this direction. Okay. So these three can go from these three. Do you agree? Right. Then this can keep passing here. It is going like a train, right? Right. Okay. Then this can keep passing here, here. Right. We're just following it. Nothing else. Nothing special about it. Do you agree? Okay. Now what we're left with is a broader this thing. So can it pass here, right? And in the end we'll be left with this and this, both of them which will pass here, right? And that is why all the shapes will be able to pass, right? So that is what I said. In UC, if they've not specifically mentioned something, you need to think about that. You need to think about the rules that have not been said. The rules that have been said, right? But what about the rules that have not been said? Okay, now this is path tracing. Okay, you need to trace path. It is just a fancy word for saying something that we've all done in our childhood. They're saying basically the figure shows a road network, right? Which of these 4 networks can be traversed by a traveler such that the following challenge can be satisfied? The traveler must cover all the roads in the network. She is allowed to visit a city more than once, but she is not allowed to travel any road more than once, right? So she can come back to Delhi as much as she wants, but if she's been on this road, she cannot come back on this road. Okay. So which of these options can be done? This is basically another version of, remember we used to play this, like, can we make a shape without lifting our pen? Right? It is basically that. Nothing more than that. Where you can visit the same places, the same points more than once, but you can't traverse the line more than once. So how many shapes can be done? So she can go to the city again if she wants, but she cannot travel the same road again. Quickly, guys. I'm sure you guys can do it. D and B. Oh, B can be done. Huh? A. B and D, B and D. Okay. So everybody is agreeing on B. So let me try B. Let us start at Kolkata. We start at Kolkata. We go by this road. We reach Guwahati. Right. We reach Gangtok. We reach Darjeeling. Back to Kolkata. We have not traveled any road more than once. Then we go to Puri, then Patna, and then Kolkata. So D is possible for sure, right? What about okay, somebody saying A. Can we do A? Let us start from Agra, or let us start from Delhi, right? We go to Jaipur, we go to Indore, we go to Mathura, we go to Agra. I don't want to go to Indore because I'll be stuck then. I go to Roorkee, Delhi, and then I get stuck again. Right. Okay. I've done this till here. It's a new path, but no, I don't think so. I don't think A can be done. Meanwhile, just try A. All of you try A. Meanwhile, I'll try B. So Mumbai, I go from Mumbai to Ratnagiri. I go to Satara. I go to Pune. I go to Ratnagiri again. I go to Mumbai again. I go to Nasik, Aurangabad, Pune, and Mumbai. B can be done. Right. B can be done. I'll just show it again. Mumbai, say Ratnagiri, Satara, Pune, then Ratnagiri, Mumbai, then Nasik, Aurangabad, Pune, and then Mumbai. Single line, right? And C, most of you are saying C can be done. I don't believe you guys, but maybe it can be done. So Chennai, Trichy, Salem, Bangalore, Mysore, Bangalore, and then Salem, then Chennai, then Bangalore. Oh yes, it can be done. So again, Chennai, Trichy, Salem, Mangalore, Mysore, Bangalore. You can start from any city, Anirudh, no problem. You go to Salem, Chennai, and then Bangalore. Yes, C can also be done. B can also be done. Anybody want to prove A, or does everybody agree that A is not possible? No, seriously, we have to reach where we have started. Oh, is it? She's allowed to, but she's not. Also, okay, fine. Awesome. That is another this thing. Let us try it again. So D is possible for that. Right. Let us try C. Chennai, Trichy, Salem, Bangalore. Yeah. So Chennai. Okay. So that way. Good catch, huh? Archana. Very good catch. So let us start from Bangalore and try. Salem, Chennai. No, we always end up moving from the place we started. Oh, no. Actually, it can be done. See? Can you see once more? See, Chennai, Trichy, Salem, Mangalore, Mysore, Bangalore, Chennai. Okay, all new roads till now. then Salem, and then Bangalore. Where did we start from? Wait. Chennai. No. No. It can't be done. It can't be done. My bad. No, I thought we started from. Yes, it can't be done. Right. So C cannot be done. A cannot be done. B can be done. Right. Because B, it was like this. Right. So with the help of all of you, we were able to say that if A starts from Agra, then Mathura, and then Indore. Okay, let us try. Start from Agra, then Mathura, then Indore. Where else? After that, where? Straight to Delhi. Okay. Then Agra, I'm guessing. Where do you want to go? From Delhi, where do you want to go? I think if you go here, you can't come back to Agra. If you go here, you can't come back to Agra. Abhiram, convinced? It can't happen? Yeah. All right. So A is also not possible. So B and D would be possible. All right. So this is tracking a pattern, tracking a path. And there will be several questions will be questioned in a different manner. Okay. It will be path only. It will be tracking only, but it will be questioned in a different manner. Okay. Now this is pattern recognition. Okay. The following patterns are made on a wall by using ceramic tiles. Which of the given patterns is or are made of a single type of tile? Now again, multiple select question. Okay. So they're asking this tile. You can see it is made of 9 small tiles, right? So they're saying how many of these bigger tiles are not made of the same type of 9 tiles? Same type of tiles. Okay. Everybody's saying A and C. B and D. Oh, sorry, A and C. Okay. Now, let us see. Basically, what I'm going to do is, I am going to see whether the tile is clockwise or anti-clockwise, right? So, let us start with this. This tile is clockwise, right? You all can see that it is clockwise, right? This is clockwise. This starts from here, but it is also clockwise, right? This starts from here, it is also clockwise. This starts from here, it is 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 clockwise. And this starts from here, it is clockwise. So all of these tiles are clockwise tiles. They're just rotated and placed. Now let us check out option B. I'm just going to check out this one. Huh? This is clockwise, right? Everybody agrees. But if you look at this one is anti-clockwise. Does everybody agree? That means one of the tile, at least one of the tile is mirrored. So this will be wrong, right? Now let us check D. So in D, I can see anti-clockwise, right? But right here, you can see that this is clockwise. And then again, you can see that this is anti-clockwise. So it won't be D as well. Now let us check C quickly. So clockwise, this also looks like clockwise. This also looks like clockwise. Clockwise. clockwise, 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 again clockwise and clockwise. That is why A and C can be said to be made out of the same tiles. Did everybody understand? Because a lot of people did not give the answer. Adbin, you have raised your hand. You can just directly say, because I'm not able to manage. I'm not able to see who has raised hand or not. Luckily, I saw yours. But did everybody understand? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Three people, 4, 5, 6. All right, cool. So this is pattern recognition, like where you recognize a certain pattern, but you try to find out a pattern and then try to see whether you can. Okay. Let us do this one. Image shows again. Now this is visual. This is mental rotation of an image, right? Mental rotation of an image. Let's see if you guys can do this or not. Image P shows a portion of a larger photograph. Some operations has been done on the photograph using an image manipulation software. Image Q shows a portion of the resulting photograph. Identify the option or options that specify the correct operations. So they're saying in option A, they're saying if you rotate the image B by clockwise 90 degrees, then flip it horizontally, then rotate it again clockwise 90 degrees, you get Q. Right, and like that you have to go through all options. So which of the options when done, which of the operations when done on P will end up giving you Q is what they're asking. So the easiest way to do this sort of a question is you just try to find a particular feature of the image. So for example, I can see that this particular corner is relatively darker, and I can see that this corner is right here, right? I know this bright is this bright, this bright is this bright, and this bright is this bright, but that corner is similar, right? So Meenakshi, they're asking, I'll show you. Once I show you, you'll understand. Just try to attempt it on your own. Try to read it, try to understand it, and at 7:56, I'll do it. Okay. Okay. So we have B question mark, we have C question mark. All right. So now, as you can see, I have made a copy of P. Okay, I made a copy of P. Now they're asking, let us look at option A. So the option A says rotate this 90 degrees clockwise is what I'm doing, right? Flip it horizontally. I'm going to flip it horizontally. Then again rotate it clockwise 90 degrees, right? Is this image and image Q, are they same? Are they same? No, right? So you don't get, Meenakshi, do you understand now what you have to do?
Yes, sir, I did.
Archana, how will it be A? I just showed you, it can't be A. Okay, now let us again try. Now let us try option B. Rotate it clockwise 180 degrees. So this is 90 and this is 180. And then flip it horizontally. Do we get Q? There's no reason to be sorry, man. Everybody may, even I make mistakes. You will in future classes, you will be correcting me, right? So you do get option Q when you take the operation B, right? Now, just a second. Let's try option C. Rotate it clockwise 180 degrees, right? Just a second. Rotate it clockwise 180 degrees and then flip it vertically. Do we get it? Do we get option Q? No, right? Very like obvious. It is quite obvious. And finally, rotate it 90 degrees and then flip it vertically, then again rotate it 90 degrees. Do we get Q? right? So now it is obvious to everyone, right, that we got the answer. But what I want you to do is that I want you guys to be able to do it mentally, right? So how I do it mentally is, see, I can see that the dark, but sir, in the exam hall, we won't be having Photoshop. Exactly what I'm trying to say. So how do you do it mentally, right? So I will take this dark corner. Okay, Neha, can you see this dark corner? Now I will imagine, let us imagine option B, right? Option B, right? Rotated 180 degrees. So if I rotate this dark corner 180 degrees, so 90 will bring it here, 180 degrees will bring it here. So we know after rotation, the dark corner should be here. Do you agree? Right? And then if I flip it horizontally, I will know that the dark corner should be here because we are flipping it horizontally, right? So the dark corner should be here. Agreed? And you can see in the image that the dark corner is there. Did you understand how you can do it mentally? That is how you have to train yourself how to do these questions mentally. And dark corner is just something that I do. You can take anything else. You can take, can you see this sort of a whole sort of a thing? So let us try option D now. Rotate it clockwise 90 degrees. So it should come somewhere here. Flip it vertically. It should come somewhere here. Rotate it again clockwise 90 degrees. It should be here in our image. And we can see that this option is here, right? Which it should exactly be at. Right? Convinced, all of you? But how can we do this in limited time? So that is why, Meenakshi, you need to attend these classes, that you will be able to train your mind, right? Very easily I can do it. I can do it like mentally also I can do it. Like within 30 seconds, you will be able to get the answer. And as you could see, some students did get the answer, right? Right? I'm only explaining it to you with these red circles. Otherwise, I won't be making these red circles. I'll just directly be going through it like that. Right? Okay, here, here, here. And I'll know that, okay, I can see it, I can recognize it there. Right? It is as fast as, okay, I'm doing option B, right? This is the dark corner. Option B, rotated clockwise 180 degrees here. Flip it horizontally, it should be here. Oh, sorry, flip it horizontally, it should be here. And I can see that it is here. I already get the answer. So I can say that B is correct. It happens that fast. Okay, cool. We don't have a lot of time. Let us see some more. So again, see, there is the font family, right? Again, it is a question from fonts. And there is some GK also, right? Which of the following birds is or are native or found in India? So that is a GK question. Then this is a logical question of what sort of a, okay. Let us do this one quickly. So refer to the tools below and read the statement. Based on what you can see which of the following options is or are correct. Which one? All tools have at least one common working principle. Is that correct? Is it correct or not? Yes, right. They have a bolt in the center and there is a pivoting happening on the both end. All of them can be used to cut fabric. Is that correct? No, it can't be correct because I can clearly see one of them. Definitely this one cannot be used for cutting fabric. Only one has a spring back mechanism. Only one has a spring back mechanism. Is that correct? And at least one can be used to cut to crack nuts, right? Which of them can be used to crack nuts? A B, yes. Correct? No, B actually. I think this place can be used to crack nuts, right? And this thing, at least 3 of them can crack nuts. I'm sure this can't crack nuts. I'm sure this and this can't crack nuts. Probably this might be able to crack nuts, these 3. Okay. But this is a logical question that you need to be sure of, right? So we know that this is correct. We know that this is correct. And this might be correct. I'll get back to you, but probably not. Probably not. Okay. All right. Now there are some paper folding questions, right? See again, this is font with logic ingrained in it. So they're asking that if this sort of symbols are Chhattisgarh, if this sort of symbols are Kerala, what will be Maharashtra? So again, you need to check what sort of fonts are being used and what sort of symbols are represented with what is common between some of the answers. In this question, You need to understand the font, right? And then in this question, you have to understand what is the missing pattern. So can somebody tell me what is the missing pattern here? Actually, right. Quickly, can somebody tell me what is the missing pattern here?
B.
Okay, most of you. I think we have, yeah, I think we come to multiple choice questions now where only one correct answer is there. So if you look at B, there should be some skin colored and some purple colored capsule here, which we can see skin colored here, purple colored here, which is not there in D. With the skin colored one is not there in A. So A and D are eliminated for sure. Now looking at something else, there should only be a slight skin colored option here. Here we can see skin colored, right? But it is being intersected as well. So just to confirm, what should be on the lower left? It should be a purple circle, which is not there in option C, right? But it is there in option B. So as you guys pointed out, B would be the correct answer. Now let us end with this question, okay? Because paper folding is also a very common question that comes. So an envelope is made out of a single piece of paper, or wait, let me just. This will be a longer question. I'll just show you another example, which will be easier to understand for paper cutting. I think it should be in this paper. Is it in this paper? It's not in this paper. Anyway, just a second, guys. It won't take more than 2 minutes. And then there is paper folding and folding, like cube folding and folding, right? And there are such intricate surface counting questions like this. And like if you check out seed question papers, you will find out such different paper surface counting questions. Where is that question? Not here. I think it should be here. Yeah, it's right here. All right. So this is much easier to explain. So see, again, we've all done this in our childhood, right? We've all done this in our childhood. What they've done is they've taken a card, right? They have taken a card, right? They folded it once, they folded it twice, they folded it thrice. And then when they've gotten this, they made a small card, right? So they're asking you, when they open this back up again, what is the pattern that they should be getting, right? So this is not a question that we don't have experience with. We just need to be attentive to our own experiences. So can somebody tell me which of the option would be correct?
Or it may be A or C.
A or C.
Don't give me a maybe. How can it be C? How can it be C, guys? Right. So what will happen is, see, I'm going to open it once. Right? Then I am going to just merge this. Then I'm going to open it twice, right? And then the whole thing has to be pasted to the right of it. If I paste this whole thing to the right of it, which option do we get? We get option A. Right? And also, like if we have a class again or sometime I get to explain it to you guys, there is a process of elimination also. So with just the first option, we can, which option can we eliminate? With just looking at this. Which option can we eliminate?
D.
C and D.
C and D or D and D?
B and D.
And we know that it is this part, right, of the question. Isn't it? We know that this is it. So in the options only, we can see that it is the D is not in the correct angle, D is wrong. B is not in the correct angle, B is wrong. So just like that, you can start eliminating the wrong answers. Rather than finding the right answers, you can actually start eliminating the wrong answers. And you can be pretty sure with just 2 steps. If you open this, right, you will get something like this, right? With just you will be able to show that it will not be C. With just elimination and 1 step. So Meenakshi, this is what I was referring to earlier. See how fast you can do this. You don't need to do the whole question at all, and you'll know the answer. Okay. So these are some of the sort of questions that come in the examination. The important part in these examinations is to do the question correctly, most importantly, doing it in the right category, knowing which one is an MCQ, which one is an MSQ, trying to understand the question. Apparently, that seems to be the most important thing. If you're able to understand the question, if you're able to read the question properly, half of your answer is done, right? But to read the question, you need experience. And for experience, you need practice, and you need the correct practice, like how we did this, like how we did this one, right? We could do it very quickly. How we did this one took time, but even this you would have been able to do very quickly if you were practiced, right? And definitely this, right? You don't need to count 10 pairs. With just you would have known that 3 pairs would be enough. So correct categories, correct sort of approach, and knowing the question beforehand will give you an edge over other students, which might help you clear this examination. All right, I think it was a good class. All the best to all of you.
Hi, I hope you liked the video. So how is your exam preparation going? What makes you different is how you prepare for the exam. We are consistent in producing top results both in the field of architecture and design, which is of course our pride, and we welcome you for the upcoming courses. We have short-term courses, long-term courses. Short-term courses include crash batches and foundation batch, and long-term courses include regular batches, repeater batches, and long-term weekend batches. For more details regarding our courses, visit our website www.thinkdis.com. The link will be provided in the description box below. Let's design your career. Let's design it together with Think Institute of Design. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and also click the bell icon. Bye. Stay tuned for more updates.